All right, so for our quiche today, we are using a recipe from the cookbook Cooking for $1. This book was actually written by our friend Arlie. So she has tons of super cheap, super easy recipes in here, but we are going to get started on that. The first thing we are going to do is chop our butter. All right, once our butter is cubed up, we are going to put that into the mixer. And then we are going to add a cup and 3/4 of flour. There's one. I know I should probably be more precise than this, but that's about 3/4 of a cup. And then we are going to add 1/4 of a cup of really cold water. So just pull that out of the fridge. You wanna help, dude? Okay. Can you scoot back? Okay. Just gonna put on our paddle attachment and then mix. Is that funny? Is that funny, dude? Okay, you guys, so it's a little crumbly, but you can also just mix this by hand from the beginning if you want. So I'm just gonna work this all into a ball, and then I'm gonna let it chill for a little bit because we don't need to cook it right away. It's not dinner time yet, but I'm gonna let it chill for a couple hours until dinner time. Now that our pie crust is done chilling and we're getting ready to eat, we are just going to roll it out. You don't have to roll out the pie crust if you don't want to. You can just put it into a pie dish and just kind of press it in there with your fingers. But I just like to get a nice even layer of the dough, so I'm gonna roll it out. So another tip that our friend Arlie shares in her cookbook is to grease the pie pan with the remaining butter left over on the wrapper. So I'm just gonna rub the pan down here, make sure it's all coated. And then we're going to transfer our pie crust. Uh-oh, it's sticking. There we go. And once it's in the pan, you can kind of repair any parts of it that may have broken or folded. So we're just gonna set this in here. Fold over the edges. Right before putting this in the oven, we are just going to poke some holes in the bottom to help let some of that steam release. And we are just going to preheat the oven to 400 degrees, and we are going to put our empty pie crust into the oven while it preheats and just par bake it for about 10 minutes before we add the filling. Okay, for our filling, we are going to use some leftovers that we have. We used half of our head of broccoli in another meal, and then we also have leftover deli meat, some ham. So we are just going to chop all this up roughly and then throw it together in our quiche mixture. So to make our quiche filling, oops, I got a shell in there. We are just going to crack 6 eggs into the bowl here. Oh my gosh, another shell. We are going to add our chopped up ham. I know, dude, this is your snack. Ray-Ray's snacking on the ingredients as usual. And our broccoli. We are going to add about a cup of milk. I'm just going to eyeball it. A cup of milk. You can also use half and half or heavy cream if you had it. We're gonna add about 3/4 of a cup of cheese. Crumble that up. I know, you can have some. There. And then to season it, we're going to add a little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt, and a little garlic powder. And we are just going to mix this up, beat those eggs. Make sure everything is all combined. Okay, now that our oven is fully preheated and it's been about 10 minutes, we are going to pull out our pie crust. Oops, a little bit of it fell down. That's okay. And we are just going to fill it with our egg mixture. Make sure everything is spread out evenly. So a lot of broccoli on one side and not so much ham on the other side. So we'll just evenly distribute this here. There we go. And then we are just going to put this back in the oven for about 40 minutes.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and take out our quiche from the oven. And it looks good.
Thanks for watching, you guys.